The battle lines have been drawn. It is a big one this Saturday night on CBS. Colorado versus Colorado State. And for the first time since 1996, the Rams will host the Buffaloes in Fort Collins. Last year, it was dramatic. Colorado coming from behind to defeat the Rams 43-35 in double overtime. This year, Deion Sanders coming off a tough loss to Nebraska, but looking ahead to the weekend. Here's more from Deion today.
Had maybe 1 or 2 more yards and penalties, but both were crazy. Nebraska 9 non-scoring drives of 47 plays for 127 yards, 2.7 average per play with 3 and outs, and 3 other drives that fewer than 5 plays. That's a good thing. That's positive. Shiloh, injury update, had surgery on Sunday. I believe came through it all right. He woke up medicated, highly said he was going to play this week, but that's just Shiloh. Said some other things on the medication that I choose not to share. I don't want to go there. Everything else was cool. Let me start out with the main thing. Whoever reported that I told the band not to play the fight song, that's idiotic. Y'all know that. Like, when you saw that, you know that was a lie. We got to start having some kind of accountability to this. I understand that this is a free and an open world, that everybody is not a journalist, everybody's not an analyst, everybody's really hadn't put in a lot of work to do what you all do. I'm thankful for many of y'all that take your job and your craft serious, and consequently, you get facts before you run with false narratives. But please know that that stuff affects people. Me, you've been attacking me my whole life, so I'm good. But other people that's involved, band members, Buffs faithful, and alumni and all that, sometimes they don't know what to believe. And oftentimes in life, we believe the first thing we hear, in which we shouldn't. I just would challenge you to be more responsible with your reporting. And I never wanted to get personal. So when it gets personal, you got to really think about that. You got to understand I have a huge platform. I could really get personal if I wanted to. But I choose not to do that because that's not right. Some things in life is just not right. And I don't want to go there, and I won't go there. But think about it. Just my family alone, the platform is enormous. If we really wanted to go there, we could go there. But we would never do that. We weren't raised like that. We weren't brought up like that. We were brought up to love that neighbor as much as we can. Now let's continue. Let's get to the good stuff.
Thank you, Gordon.
There she go.
Yep, here I am. Nikki Edwards, CU Sports Report. Just beginning of the week, what is the main message that you're trying to instill in your team to really get back in this game?
I think second half defensively, they did that. They did that. Well, we got to start strong. Really, accountability, understanding this urgency. I challenge them if your person that you love the most, that you care for the most, was dependent upon your performance at practice today, how would you go about it? That was the challenge today. So that's how we're going about it. We are holding everybody accountable, including myself, in sense of urgency.
Hey, Coach.
How
Auburn
you
Hayes,
doing?
Hubba Sports. Looking ahead to CSU when they've played one of the best teams in the nation and a lot lesser opponent in Northern Colorado. Obviously, 2 different outcomes. How does that impact your game plan and your scouting this week?
Say that first part again. I'm sorry.
When you play a team like Texas, when CSU plays a team like Texas, that's one of the best in the nation, and
Yeah.
they play a much lesser team like Northern Colorado.
Yeah.
Obviously, 2 different results. How does that impact your scouting game plan when you're
It's a good question.
2 ends of the spectrum?
Well, they're consistent with the plays they run. They're consistent with the personnel changes that they have. They're consistent with some of the things they do. So you scout the consistency in what they run. I know that a wonderful gentleman that coaches them said we look a lot like the same team as last season. I'm not going to say that about them. I'm going to say they're doing some wonderful things. And we just got to be stout to stop them in all phases.
Hey, Coach, have you gotten a rough timeline yet on Shiloh in terms of how much he might
Knowing Shiloh has God in his corner, I'm telling you. I had never seen nothing like it, the healing ability. I think Shiloh was out 4, maybe 4.5 months with with a knee surgery. I mean, that's how quickly he came back. Then coming back from a shoulder surgery as well. I mean, Shiloh he has the hand of God on him. So I would say 2 to 3 weeks. I would say.
We saw Carter Stoutmeyer replace him.
Yeah.
What does he bring to the mix there?
Carter's big, physical, could play corner, could play safety, could run. Had a couple phenomenal open field tackles. He's the future kid that we went and got out of high school, and he's been doing a wonderful job. He's the son of a professional player. His daddy raised him profoundly. I mean, we talk often. He's one of my dearest friends that played for the Cowboys with me, and we live right around the corner from one another back in the day. But Carter brings a lot to the table. They'll compliment Cam as well.
Hey, Coach, Jack Harlow with Buffalo.
Jack Harlow.
Good to see you. You mentioned after the game that Shadozier and I believe Isaiah Harge were dealing with.
Yeah, as well as Shador.
And Shador.
Oh, so you know, it was a TV timeout. And the doctors don't want to take the guys out into the locker room while the play is going. So it's professional that you wait to a TV timeout to take the guys in the locker room to get them checked out. And some of you guys failed to mention that Chidozie was 10 steps in front of Shador when they were going in. Chidozie was 10 steps in front of Shador when they were going in to get checked out by the doctors.
Do you have an update on those three and how they're doing today?
Chidozie, we're praying for him that he can make it back. You know, I like to see one good day of practice before we put those guys out there. I don't know if Harge is going to play this week. Hayden, I think he's out. Yeah, I think he's out this week. Who else? That's it. I think that's it.
Again, big matchup. You can check out 7:30 Eastern on CBS. Let me tell you what, these two teams do not like each other. Rams head coach Jay Norvell, very aware of that. He says there's probably going to be some ill words. I'm sure of that. I'd be probably disappointed if there wasn't. Again, check it out, 7:30 Eastern on CBS.